Okay, I was all excited about watching the programs they have on YouTube regarding the blenders. And I first started out with Vitamix, and I was like really impressed with it. I thought, wow, this machine's really something else. Anything you put in the blender, it just liquefies and creams. So this is fabulous. And then all of a sudden I noticed it had a competitor called Blend Tech. And that blender really had a powerful motor, about 3 horsepower, and it just really blended stuff up real fast. Did the same thing as the Vitamix. So I got all excited about it, and I thought I wanted to go see some of these demonstrations. This is great. And then yesterday, let's see, it was yesterday evening, I saw a video from a doctor about blenders, and discovered, and it made sense, that when you blend anything at high speed, it oxidizes it. So it completely pretty much negates a large percentage of the nutrients in your products that you put in the blender. And I said, well, this is no good. This is totally defeating the purpose. And I thought, well, they advocated a champion juicer. Now what's crazy about this is 20 years ago, when I was in my 20s, my wife and I went out and bought a champion juicer, and this is it. These things really last a long time. Now I've used them off and on over the years, but I didn't realize what I had. The way it grinds the fruit and the produce up, it leaves the nutrients. So I thought, well, here all this time I've had the correct juicer, and it's a lot better than the blenders, simply because it preserved the nutrients. So I became convinced from watching the programs on YouTube that by using a blender you were oxidizing your produce and you were defeating the purpose. So anyways, I'm back to the juicer. Now last night I started running some tests. I put carrots and I put kale. Ooh! Put kale through the juicer. Try to drink the kale juice. Oh, is that bitter? Oh, it's horrible. Took celery, put it through. I was tasting them individually. And the celery, oh my lands, it had a bitter taste too. And I says, how am I going to do this? And a beet. So I ground them all up together and drank the solution, and oh, was that horrible. Just absolutely horrible. I cannot do this. So I thought, well, what's so bitter? So individually I ran them through this champion juicer to find out which was the culprit. Well, I found out the beet is sweet, the carrots are sweet, kale is off the Richter scale for bitterness. You'd have to, I don't know what you'd have to do there. And then the celery. Celery is known that it's got an ingredient in it to help reduce your blood pressure. And you have to eat 4 stalks a day to get it. And so I ran the celery through individually, 1 stalk, and I was able to kind of drink it, but oh, that tastes horrible too. Boy, am I going down the wrong path. So I've got to figure some things out here. This is not exactly pleasant. And so this morning I got up and I said, you know what? I'm just going to do some I'm hungry for apple juice. So here's my apple. Here's my champion juicer, and I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to juice some apple juice. There we go. Noisy thing. If I can get the switch on, it'll go great. You hear it? That's the blades. Now you have to make sure that you cut your apples up small enough or you never get them down this little tiny port. There, you see that? You got to put them in just right. And in a minute, you're going to see a substance come out this end here. Whoa, look at that, boy. Yeah, it looks pretty easy, doesn't it? Now, if you get them too big, they won't fit in here. See, this was the problem, child. Knife. That's one of the drawbacks to this champion juicer. You got to make the slices so small to fit into the port. There's always a drawback to everything, but this is the real world. Stuff that don't fit. Oh, see, now it's coming out. Some people actually take the juice and add it to the pulp and make applesauce. I saw that last night. That was interesting. But it's pretty easy to do, but you've got to make sure and get the pieces small enough. I do not know why they made this porch so small. It's really hard to get stuff into it. But boy, it juices fast. See that, how easy that is? Oh, that's creamy. Look how good that looks. I'm going to fill my bowl up here. I had 3 apples did this. That's a lot of juice. There. That's it. If you'll pass me a cup, we'll taste it, see what it tastes like. I'll just dip into this bowl. They don't really send you any kind of a special bowl or container for this. You just either have to pour it and hope you hit the cup. Here comes the taste test. Finally. Now that's good. But that other stuff last night, oh, the celery and the kale, ooh, that was bad. I'm going to have to try to figure out if spinach tastes better. Actually, I went outside and I picked some Swiss chard and I put it in there. That was worse. Oh, was that bitter. I don't know how these people are doing this, but this is good. I guess I have a lot to learn.